cheerful here, okay? So, if there's a song that we don't get to tonight that you're like, this is what I want to hear, just yell it out, and we'll let you sing it. It'll be incredible. I'm going to try to play as many as I can, but I thought I'd share a little story with you that I don't think I've shared it before on a tour like this, and how this started for me. I grew up in a very small little town in Texas outside of Tyler, and just up the road, and we had 2,000 people, so there's about, 5 times as many people in this arena as in my town. And we had a Dairy Queen and a stop sign. That was it. That was it. And my dad, he played guitar, and he taught me to play guitar when I was a kid. And I grew up in a church, and there was a guy in my church named David, and I thought he was the coolest guy ever. And way to go, David. And I thought he was just so cool. And he was about my dad's age. He played music and traveled and played different churches around Texas. I thought, wow, this would be what an amazing thing to do one day. And one day I'm in high school, and one day he comes by my house. He said, Chris, I've already talked to your dad. Everything's cool. I want to know if you want to come with me tonight, because I'm driving about 3 hours down the road to Texarkana. And he said, now I don't ever say names of towns when I tell the story anywhere else, but you know these places. So he goes, I'm going to Texarkana. He goes, you want to go with me? He goes, it's about a 3-hour drive, and would you help me set up my guitar and help set up my keyboard? I got a concert tonight, and he's at this church. He said, and you can sell the tapes in the back. Tapes. Anybody know what anybody feel tapes? Yes. Some of you, I'm looking at some of you will never know what that is. You'll never know what it is to rewind. You'll never know what it is if you want to listen to other songs, you turn it over. You'll never know what that is. It's so sad. Ask your parents. It was an amazing time of music. And so he said, you want to sell the tapes in the back? I'm like, I'd love to sell the tapes in the back. So I'm fired up. I'm in high school. I'm in there. I'm ready to go. And he gets up there. His concert's about 500 kids all my age. And it's like most kids I've ever seen in my life. And he's like, he's playing this music. It's like it's this youth night. He's playing these songs in his church. And he stops in the middle of the concert. He goes, I got a good friend, Chris. He's back there with the tapes. And he's going to come play some songs for you guys. I was like, bro, we drove 3 hours. You did not mention a word of this. And I'd only sung in my own church. You have no idea if you're any good if you've only sung in your own church. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to tell you the truth in your own church. So I had no idea. So I walked on stage. And when I'm saying it was bad, it was so bad. I was playing these songs, and I was getting those sympathy claps, like bless his heart, those kind of things. Like move along. And so I got off the stage as fast as I could, and went back to the tapes. And afterwards, the youth pastor comes to me. He said, Chris, I really love that. He goes, we're doing this youth week at our church. Would you come be the music at our church? And I was thinking, what must the music be like at your church? Did you not hear what was on that stage? And he's like, man, I'd love for you to come play. I was like, okay, I'll come play. So I got this opportunity, my first time to ever be asked to play music. I'm in high school. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've committed to do this thing, and I only know 3 songs. And so I've got to learn some songs. And so I get a call, this youth event's coming up, and I get a call about, I don't know, maybe a month or 6 weeks, 2 months before this event. And it's this deep, deep voice. His name is James. He's like, hello, my name is James. I was like, hey, James. He goes, yes, I'm calling. Is this Chris? I was like, it's Chris. He goes, yes, I'm calling you, Chris, because I'm speaking at this youth event. And it was this deep, very preacher voice. I'm speaking at this youth event. And the reason I'm calling you is I hear that you're doing the music, and I've never heard of you before. And he goes, I'm just wondering what kind of music you do. I was like, well, James, the reason you never heard of me is I've never done this before. And you're calling me at my parents' house. I live with my parents. I'm in high school. There's this long pause. I live home. What kind of songs you play? I was like, James, I know 3 songs. And he said, are you serious? I was like, yes, Chad, I know 3 songs. He said, well, you're going to need to learn some songs. I was like, yes, I figured that out. And he said, can I send you some music to learn? I was like, yes, that'd be great. So he sends me these tapes and CDs in the mail. Music in the mail. Do you remember that? That was unbelievable. get this. I learned these songs. I'm really excited. And here's what I did. I learned about 15 songs. I wrote them all on note cards. I wrote all the lyrics on note cards, and I wrote the chords above them, and I came with a stack of note cards. And this is how I led the very first time I ever did anything. I got there early before the kids got there. There was about, it was all kids my age, all high school kids. And I got there early, so no one would see my plan. And I put these note cards down on the stage, like in the order I was going to do the songs. And so I had them down there. And so when I got to the moment, it's the first time I knew what I was doing. And so I get there, and I don't say a word. I don't look at anybody. I don't say hello. I just go to the guitar. And I look at the first note card, and I start playing the song. I finish that song. The next note card. I finish that song. I did this every night of the week. And looking back, I'm thinking, for those kids, that must be the weirdest thing they've ever seen. That's the most unusual way of leading worship I've ever seen. He starts on one end of the stage, and he ends at the other end every night. He just moves down to his right every night. And so at the end of the week, James comes to me, he says, Chris, I've been praying for you this week. I'm sure you have, James. I'm sure you have. I've been praying for you, and he said, I want to tell you two things. I was like, well, yes, thank you. And he said, one is you have no idea what you're doing. And I was like, God showed you that in prayer. That's incredible. Your discernment's amazing, James. You have no idea what you're doing. I was like, I'm not. He goes, number two, he goes, you have no idea how God's going to use your songs all over the world. I'm literally thinking, I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no songs. I'm like, James, I don't have any songs. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I've been watching you this week, and I've been praying, and I just feel in my heart that you're going to write songs someday, and the world's going to sing those songs. And I was just like, and he did this, and he just looked at me and he put his hand on my head. I didn't grow up in a church where he did that. And he just looked right at me and put his hand on my head, looked straight at me, and he said, God, would you make Chris a psalm writer for his generation? And it was like lightning in the heart. It was just this magic moment in my life. And I say that to say, I look back and I think about these days, and it's so special being here with you tonight. Now, 30-something years later, and to see what God has done with these songs, and it's been my heart for these years just to write songs and help people worship Him, to give people a voice to worship God. So I thought it would be fun tonight, just thinking about that, to just I want to just take a little journey through some songs, through back in the day. And some of you, when I put these songs out, wrote these songs, some of you, a lot of you were not born. And so, so your parents are really like this part, and you just hold on, I'll get some other ones, but maybe some of you remember these.
From the highest of high to the depths of the sea, the creation's revealing your majesty. From the colors that fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky, you know them by name. You are amazing. You